So I wanted to pop on and talk about how to stay sober and how to enjoy it and how to 10x your life. Because removing alcohol isn't just about a beverage, it's all the things you want. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chrissy Janiga. I'm a proud mom of an almost 9-year-old. I'm married, I live in Florida. I've been a social worker for 16 plus years. I've worked in mental health, substance use, PTSD, and many other areas, grief. And I'm an alcohol-free success mindset and spiritual coach, things that I absolutely love. And it was my own journey as well as helping other women. Is when we remove alcohol, who we become and who we're meant to become. And it's crucial to remove alcohol to find her, to find that person. And the most top things people want is to stay sober. They want community connection, they want accountability, they want help, they want to know that they're not alone. I tried to get sober by myself, drink after 6 months. I do not regret my journey, but part of my journey was because I had absolutely no support. I didn't know things. I just kind of winged it. I know I needed to be alcohol free, but I didn't know how to actually get to becoming alcohol free. It was trial and error. My last time drinking, I was done. But I still had feelings of missing out, feelings like I thought this was supposed to be better. And I know I didn't want to drink again. That was not an option. And then I got support and it changed my life because it helped me reiterate why I didn't want to keep drinking, why I need to keep going on this path. And through this path, I found many, many, many difficult things. Getting to know yourself authentically is challenging. It is what is absolutely needed for each phase of our life. I talk all about purpose, your purpose in life. Who are you and what are you meant to do here? And in order to get to that person, we have to heal and work through our journey. So that might be, for some of you, is to figure out what makes you happy. The top things I feel to keep someone sober and happy are one, getting support, to getting some level of help. And I can tell you this, what we don't know, we don't know. And in the world of sobriety and personal development and mental health, there's a lot to unpack. And often we don't know these things, not because we're not smart, because we just don't know them. We have so many thoughts and we're in our mind, and we don't know how to sometimes connect to our intuition. We're feeling shame, we're feeling so many emotions, and then we actually have to go through our day and do the things and all the things. So it sometimes can be overwhelming. And getting support is important because number one, you need accountability and to understand things when it gets tough. And sometimes it's just a natural way to do things is to shut down. We're scared. And when things feel unfamiliar and they're new, the body looks at it as being unsafe and it feels really bad in our bodies. And oftentimes that's when we hit this limit and we're like, nope, can't feel that way. We can't do this. And then we just go back to whatever we were doing before because it was easier and we felt safer. Most of these thoughts are not conscious thoughts. We don't think about these things because one, we don't know they're going on. When I stopped drinking, I felt like I was missing out because one of the issues, and this is another thing people need to work on, is we still think alcohol is helping with something and we need it. This is not your fault. This is years of subconscious messaging. So things you've seen on TV, heard people talk about. I used to think sober people were boring, honestly. And no one, it's not because I've actually met someone that was so boring that was sober. It's because these messages I've heard that I assumed sober people are boring. And I actually didn't have any facts to back it up, but I believed it. And this is what happens when we've been in alcohol culture. We're like, it does something for us, it helps us, and it's not always this conscious thought. So usually, why do you drink? Figure out why you drink. I drink to socialize. Okay, so if you drink to socialize, do you need alcohol? Well, it makes me more fun. Are you saying that you're not fun without alcohol? And are you really fun with alcohol? Because did you actually have fun that one time? And when we start looking at these stories we've told ourselves to realize they're not actually accurate and they're keeping us kind of stuck. There's also lots of practical things about sobriety as well, like changing habits and doing routines and doing all these things. But these are some of the things that when people know alcohol is bad for them, that this is why they get stuck, because they still believe it's helping with something. They're not getting support. They don't know what's going on. And then we have the emotional roller coaster of, now that I don't have alcohol, who am I? Am I lonely? Am I depressed? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Everybody in my life drinks. Who am I? And these are the questions that I had and that I didn't even know I had. So the other thing people need to do is find purpose. Find out why you're on this planet Earth. And again, this looks different for everyone, and there's no timeline for growth. Why I say that is people like, what's my purpose? And they freak out. And I'm like, no, 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 no. You use your intuition, your healing. This is a healing journey. You heal when you stop drinking. Sometimes we have trauma, trapped emotions in our body. We're getting sick. We have brain fog. There's a lot that goes on that we have to heal. For me, it was limiting beliefs, not feeling worthy, terrified of being, of fear. Like I was fearful of everything. I was terrified of fear. Um, I was terrified that I would fail. It's probably a better way to put this. I'm not starting this video over again. So there's a lot of things that happened. And it wasn't just the sobriety piece, because what I did is I opened a business. I wrote books. So this is my business. I help women remove alcohol, love their life alcohol free, and find purpose, tap into their intuition and their spiritual side. Because the thoughts of not drinking are because this is what you're meant to do. But when I opened all this up, like it was like an overload of everything. I did too much all at once, and I'm not upset that I did this because this is what I meant to do. But what I'm saying is that it felt really uncomfortable, and it brought up all the things that have been going on for years. All my limiting beliefs were not just magically present when I stopped drinking. They've been there for years. They surfaced in my childhood. I don't know exactly the minute by minute moment it happened, but that is where we get most of our limiting beliefs and a lot of our beliefs from other people and just from our upbringing, not blaming anybody, but sometimes we take this with us. The other thing about trauma is sometimes trauma can be passed down from generation to generation. So sometimes we have things that happen to us that are not even us. So it is, not to be overwhelming, but there's a lot that goes on. So this is why it's hard to stop drinking, because there's so many different things that happen and we might not know how to actually deal with the emotions. Especially if you're lonely, you have nobody else to talk to about this. And I've met moms who have nobody, like they're literally like very alone, and drinking has been their like person at the end of the day. So now we're trying to figure out who you are and what you want to do. And this is what I am super passionate about, because most people, once you work with them, once they start thinking about what makes them tick and what makes them excited, they start putting that intention in their life and they start thinking about it. And we start working together and we start working on things as they come up. Because sobriety it can be one day you can feel great, the next day you can be like, like this doesn't feel good. It has nothing to do sometimes with even alcohol. It has more to do with who am I in my internal being. And so this is the tools that I teach, that I love, and that bring me so much passion. I am going to be holding a 6-week group. It's on purpose. It's on making alcohol small. It's on changing our mindset and really working together in a community, because community support and being in arenas with people that are where you want to be and like-minded people will 10x your success. I can tell you, I've done it. I've worked with people. This is how you get to other parts of your lives, and you see yourself so different in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year. Who do you want to be? What do you want your future self to look like? Because I'm telling you, it can happen. You can get to that place. I thought about not drinking for 5+ years. 5+ years. I never imagined I wouldn't be drinking red wine. Never imagined I'd not be drinking. I never imagined I'd be here talking to you, ever, ever, ever. When I decided to stop drinking, I didn't even know if I wanted to moderate or what I wanted to do, but I wanted to stop drinking to get healthy. These purpose and finding what really makes me happy, I didn't know about. I didn't know about. I wasn't actually fulfilled in all parts of my life. And alcohol made me so blind to that, absolutely blind to who I could become. And that's what I want to help you with. It's not about just giving up alcohol. It's about staying sober to go on this path, to tap into who you're meant to be, to who you're meant to touch in your life. Our purpose can be just influencing people around us. Our purpose can be maybe a new career. Our purpose can be, honestly, maybe helping our anxiety and helping heal us. It looks different for everybody, but until you embark on this journey, you will not know who you're meant to be. So I invite you to join my 6-week program. I invite you to do what lights you up. This program is for people that want to stay sober and are already sober. You know this is your path, but you need a little bit of support on some part of your journey, whether it be to remain alcohol free, whether it be, to help with your mindset to actually know why you feel a certain way, why you're not manifesting things, why things feel hard when other people around you are doing all the things. Maybe you want to leave your career, you're terrified. You are terrified, but it's what you're supposed to do. So, working on that and ultimately who you're meant to become, because removing alcohol is the catalyst to being that person, but it's hard. Frankly, it's hard, but it doesn't have to be awful and you don't have to suffer. I think in any of these journeys, when we remove alcohol, there's going to be a little bit of pain because it's part of a journey. We look back, as I look back, and I'm like, I know why that happened. It had to happen so I could be where I'm at today. I had to drink again so I could learn that's what I needed to do. It's very easy to go into your brain and not listen to your body. We are taught as kids to not listen to our intuition. We are taught to not worry, to not, to not have feelings sometimes. We are told not to do things. We think we have to do these jobs and be this person and people please. And then we just start drinking as normal adults do, because that's what everybody does. And then all of a sudden we get lost and we forget who we are. So this is about reclaiming who you are, becoming that person and stepping into the best life you can have. Your life's not over, it's just beginning, and I want to do it with you. So I'm so excited to have you. Please reach out if you need anything. I'll make sure that you can get all the links, but if you want to jump on a call and talk more about your journey and what you individually need, I'm always here for you, because doing sobriety alone, in my opinion, and my own journey, is not fun. It's just not. It's so much better to do it with somebody else, to have somebody understand where you're at, and to give yourself love. Because no matter where you're on in your journey, you should congratulate yourself, frankly, because just the simple act of wanting to stop drinking is vulnerable and hard and huge. It's huge. So even if you're not exactly where you want to be, and let me tell you, sometimes we don't know where we want to be all the time, and that's okay. That is okay, because what I believe is the universe gives us things at the right time to help us when we need it. And we have to really sit with it and decide what we want to do. And when we get help and when we work towards our sobriety, we're going to get other things that help us in this journey. We're going to understand exactly why we're meant to be on this journey. I think about so many sober people that I've met, so many opportunities that I've had that I would never have. And now, I didn't think this in the beginning, even when I went sober, but now I really think if I ever drink again, I will never get anything I want. I rewired my entire brain. So I also want to leave you with one last thing, is that this takes repetition. Not drinking and breaking, myths about drinking take repetition. Changing your mindset around abundance and believing you can deserve things in your life and feeling worthy takes repetition. And finding out who you are doesn't happen overnight. But if we don't try and we don't do something different, which you need to do something different in sobriety, you cannot do the same thing and expect it to work. I tried. It worked for a little bit. You have to do something different in order for this to stick. You have to. So I'm excited to meet you. I cannot wait to talk more to you. And if you are already in my groups or on my email list or wherever you're at, I'm so appreciative of you in this journey. And please let me know if you have questions or if there's things you need answered. And I'm here for you.